Hello everyone, today I'm here to talk about King's Chapel and Burial Ground. King's Chapel and Burial Ground played a very big role in Boston's history. King's Chapel was organized as an Anglican church at a Boston townhouse meeting. It was originally built into a small wooden house where 9 to 28 members went to worship. The original house, if you so want to call it, was established in 1689 on the corner of Tremont and School Street. Eventually, over time, the wood frame gave out. In 1794, the granite construction began, but in an odd way. Instead of ripping out the remains of the old wood frame, the architect decided to build around the remains. Workers had to bring old stuff out through windows and doors, which made it much more difficult to build, but they did finish the chapel and it still stands today. At the top of this church, there was a bell. It was made in England in the year 1772, but in 1814, the bell cracked down the middle. Paul Revere was asked to make the new one. He said it was the sweetest bell he ever made. This bell is still around today and used to announce the end of Mass every Sunday. Something interesting you might notice when you enter the church are the pews. They have walls surrounding all four sides. The pews were auctioned off and families would purchase them. Then, this would become their pew for Masses. The chapel even had a pew for important people, such as the President. It is believed that George Washington sat in that pew for a concert in 1789. During the Revolution, King's Chapel, known as the Stone Chapel, was actually used to house British people. Since the church was English, the colonists let them stay there. But once the Patriots won, they kicked them out and said that if they believed in the King's way, they had to go back to England. This upset the Loyalists, but they did as they were told. Today, King's Chapel is one of the oldest continuous congregations in the United States. It is still Unitarian Christian, as it has been since 1689. The chapel still has Mass every weekend and has fun activities for both children and adults. So now for the burial ground. King's Chapel Burial Ground was established in the year 1630. For many years, it was the only burial ground in Boston. During early times, the graves were scattered and had no pathways. No one knows for sure how many people are buried here, since most families couldn't afford to buy graves for each person. So, families would all get buried at the same one. This burial ground is often affiliated with the church next door, which is incorrect. The ground is actually a part of the city of Boston. It holds some very important and famous people. Some of those people are John Winthrop, who was the first governor of Massachusetts, William Dawes, who, as you all know, was Paul Revere's partner during the Midnight Ride, and Mary Chilton, who is believed to be the first woman to ever step off the Mayflower. Thank you very much for listening to my presentation. I hope you enjoyed.